It was the coldest morning of the year. The kind of cold that bites through jackets and settles in your bones. And yet, in the small town of Millfield, deep in the heart of Pennsylvania, life trudged on, tired, gray, and unnoticed by the world. At the edge of town, in a garage with a flickering neon sign that read, Joe's Auto Repair, an aging mechanic named Tom Whitaker rubbed his calloused hands together and fired up the old space heater for the third time that morning. It coughed more than it heated, but Tom had long learned to make do. Business was slow, and winters like these made it worse. Tom wasn't just poor in money, he was poor in everything people usually measured success by. No college degree. No family left. No house of his own. Just a garage, a few broken-down vehicles, and a heart that hadn't grown hard despite the years of struggle. Around 8 a.m., a loud clang startled him. He stepped outside to see a black SUV, high-end, probably German, parked awkwardly by the curb. Steam billowed from under its hood. And beside it, a woman, wrapped in an elegant coat but visibly shivering, tried helplessly to wave down passing cars. She wasn't from around here. You could tell. Her boots were clean. Her perfume, even through the cold, was expensive. Tom hurried over. "You all right, ma'am?" he asked, tugging his beanie over his ears. She nodded quickly, teeth chattering. "Car just died, no signal. My phone's at 1%. I was heading to the airport. My flight's in 2 hours." Tom glanced at the car. "Popped a radiator hose, maybe a blown thermostat. I can get it warm enough to drive, but it'll take an hour, maybe more." She sighed. "I can't miss this flight." Tom hesitated, then without a second thought said, "You can take my truck. It ain't pretty, but it runs. I'll fix your car and keep it safe till you're back." She blinked, surprised. "You'd lend me your truck?" Tom smiled gently. "Lady, it's freezing. And you're stranded. What kind of person would I be if I didn't help?" She looked at him, searching his face for a catch. There was none. An hour later, the woman was gone, driving Tom's beat-up truck, bundled in a blanket he'd thrown over the seat. Tom spent the day fixing her SUV, careful with every wire, tightening each bolt like it was his own. She hadn't even given him her name. He just hoped she made it safe. 3 days passed. No call. No return. Tom began to wonder if he'd made a mistake. On the 4th day, just before closing time, he found a sleek envelope taped to the garage door. Inside, there was a handwritten card. "Dear Tom. I don't know if you believe in fate, but I do. You didn't know this, but the day you helped me, I was flying out for a job interview, my last shot. I had lost everything. My husband, my home, my hope. That flight changed everything. I got the job. I start next week. And I never forgot your kindness. You didn't ask for anything, but you gave so much. That kind of selflessness is rare. I've enclosed something small, not nearly enough to repay you, but I hope it helps. From one human being to another, thank you for reminding me that good still exists." Tucked inside was a check. Tom's hands shook as he unfolded it. $50,000. He stared at it for a long moment, unsure if it was even real. His throat tightened. For a man who counted every dollar, this wasn't just money, it was a new life. A week later, the woman returned, driving Tom's truck, freshly cleaned and filled with gas. "I figured you'd try to give it back," she smiled. "But I hope you won't." Tom looked at her, eyes kind, cheeks flushed from the cold, and something unspoken passed between them. Gratitude. Humanity. A rare understanding that money can't buy. That winter, Tom finally installed proper heating in his garage. He hired a part-time assistant. Business picked up. Word got around about the mechanic who lent his only truck to a stranger without asking for a thing. But the real change wasn't in his bank account. It was in his heart. He no longer felt forgotten by the world. Because one act of kindness, a simple, selfless moment on a freezing morning, had echoed louder than he ever imagined. And all it took was a goodbye card. Kindness doesn't always come back the way we expect, but when it does, it can change everything.